and I do appreciate your extemporaneity.
I've tried to look that one up, and I couldn't spell it.
I know, I can't either. I just know what it means. So, while we're talking about your good looks and your intellect and everything,
You must want something.
Well, yeah, but we'll talk about that later. I was just wondering if you'd like to give your little real estate report right now.
That would probably be a good.
That was a good segue, wasn't it?
Just right into it.
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Welcome, Big Bear. This is your real estate update. Just to let you know, how was that, huh?
Not so good. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
Just go ahead.
Didn't mean to bring all that up. Real estate is actually doing very well right now, as it has. Something that I'd really like to touch on, because it's kind of come up in a couple of incidences, that we're moving quickly in real estate. Deals are coming along very quickly. Listing something on the market today, it could be sold in a couple of days. Don Maffaletto's telling me that he's putting sold signs on signs he put up 10 days later.
Wow.
So things are really moving right now. But something for the agents and something for the seller and the buyer to be aware of is your disclosures. It's very important that you understand that what you put down on there, even though they're just a yes and no question.
You're agreeing that's a contract.
That is a contract. And you're telling people that are looking at it from the other side, if you have somebody that's out of state that's looking to buy property, they're basing everything that they're doing on what you show them in those disclosures. And if the agent doesn't take the time to explain the value of those disclosures,
do their due diligence.
And it's so important, because I've seen time and time again where reference back to that is vital. And when you've got people that are not in this area, that the agent is actually totally representing that person out of the area, they're putting their confidence in what you're telling them.
Absolutely.
And if you represent that, you need to express the value and the importance of what they are filling out as the listing agent. That is probably the most important set of documents that you are really putting together, simply because the things that are asked on there are things that you have done, and they're a repeat. There's a thing called the SPQ, which is your questionnaire, and the TDS, which is your transfer. And in both of those documents, they actually repeat some of the questions, just making sure that everything is lined up. But when you write stuff down in there, or you've done work on the house, or you've changed something, or there's something wrong, you have to disclose it. That's why it's called a disclosure. And I know that there's agents out there that are going, why in the world is he talking about this? What's the big deal?
Well, because it's very important. It'll come and bite you in the butt later on. And
yes.
And like he says, it's a binding contract, and it is the duty of the listing agent to sit down, because we all have to remember we're in the business, but a lot of first-time buyers, they don't understand. People get excited. The listing agent gets excited. They're getting an offer.
Right.
You have to go through it as soon as, and buyers need to do their due diligence too. If they don't understand something and they're not clear, stop everything and say, you need to explain this to me, and what are the ramifications of something going wrong before you initial that. It's like everything else. You initial, sign, dude, that's a binding contract now. So
when I was in the car business, it was such a big deal, and I did the finance end of it. My name is at the bottom of that contract. Now, it was very easy for a lot of guys just to turn around and say, okay, there's 9 places for you to sign, here, and here, and just go ahead and do that. Put your initials there and be done with it, okay? For me, because my name was at the bottom and I knew it was a lawsuit, if they didn't understand one section of that contract. So I took the time to go over each item on that contract and explain exactly the value of each box. And then at the bottom, put your signature if you agree to all of these items, and they have legal rights that are expressed in there. The same thing with the disclosures. Take the time. Agents, be a little more patient and understand the value of what you're doing. Put that information in front of your client, especially on a listing, and tell them whatever they write in those little boxes, whatever they check in those little boxes are very important, and they can turn into a lawsuit
later on.
Or at least, you end up in arbitration or whatever the case may be. The value of what you say there. Don't take it just as a check the box.
Well, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah.
And too much of that goes on. I see it all the time now. And so I'm just saying we're moving very fast. The market is moving very fast, and we've all been in a situation where, gosh, we wish we could just have a deal to work.
Right.
And now we have deals to work. So do what is right. What's right for your client, for the other side of the deal as well. Represent yourself as a quality professional. And I think that's probably the most important thing to understand now. Understand what you're putting your name on.
And that's why it's really important to make sure you get the best agent that's suited to your situation, one that's going to sit down and talk with you and explain things, and not like, oh man, I got another appointment.
Yes.
You know, this is too many questions.
Too much.
A good agent is going to be there to represent you, which is exactly what they're for. So I just so happen to have one sitting on the side of me here, a very good agent. So Dan, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Well, you can call me at 909-878-0522, or you can go to my website, which is exitrealtybigbear.com, or you can contact me by email, which is daniel@exitrealtybigbear.com. And I really want, I appreciate what you say, because I take the time, and it's very important, and I express it to my agents, that nobody should be in a hurry to make a decision like this. This is one of the largest decisions, or second largest decision that people make in their life. And even though we do it on a daily basis, and you know, the repetition of it, we kind of get lost in the hurry of it. So please take the time to be good with your clients, make sure they're totally aware of what they're doing and what's going on. And that's the news for today.
Take a deep breath. Good job. Good job. Okay.